Laws of 1975, Chapter 231. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by notice sent to the Star Ledger, local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the township website. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our servicemen here and abroad. Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor DuBois.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Here.
Committeeman Huber.
Here.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Present.
Committeeman Weber.
Here.
All right, proclamations and announcements. Get ready for this weekend, folks. It is the Kite Festival and Annual Egg Hunt, Saturday, April 13th, from 11 to 2 at Chisholm. I know you're excited to hear this. I will be there from approximately 12:30 to 2, so I will be taking children's eggs and eating their candy. I'm just kidding. I have a work engagement before that, but I will be there. Hopefully I'll have a kite. I don't know how to fly a kite, but I'll figure it out. Arbor Day is Friday, April 26th, 10 a.m., Veterans Park. It's sponsored by the Department of Public Works and the Environmental Commission. Springfield Community Cleanup Day, Sunday, April 28th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sponsored by the Environmental Commission and the Department of Public Works. I've been attending those for the past handful of years, and it's really a great day. It's a good idea to get any young people you know out there in the community cleaning up. It's amazing the things you'll find. It's really fascinating, and you really start to learn all the nooks and crannies of Springfield when you're out there with your rain boots on and your big rubber gloves. So get out there and help clean Springfield. The township has been selected to receive funding from the New Jersey Department of Transportation fiscal year 2019 municipal aid program for the Salter Street Improvements Project in the amount of $259,000. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who is involved in writing the grant, getting the grant in on time, and making it possible for us to acquire these funds. It's very important to us, and it's a great job by all. We'll take public comment on agenda items only.
I just want to say for a clean community.
Yeah, you have to go. Audience participation is allowed at the microphone. Please speak into the microphone so everyone watching on TV can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. Margaret Bandrowski, 166 Milltown. Madam Mayor, I think you left something out.
Probably.
Announcements, so I wanted to correct that, not correct it, but add to it.
You can correct me. I'm fallible.
No, not correction. This coming Sunday, April 14th, marks the actual 225th anniversary anniversary of the first township meeting of the Township Committee of the newly established township.
Jerry was there.
Springfield. And it was held at the Inn of Abraham Woolley. The first colonists to settle permanently in what would become Springfield came here from Elizabethtown, the colonial capital of the royal colony of East Jersey in 1717. We're doing the school tours now, so we've got all the fingertips. Eventually, enough of them gathered to form a village. During the British retreat, after their defeat in the Battle of Springfield on June 23rd, 1780, about 30 homes and businesses were burned, including the First Presbyterian Church, and it took 11 years until 1791 for the church to be rebuilt. Around that time, the former colonists must have taken that experience of community and pulling together to reestablish what they had and to move forward. They must have decided to petition what is now the state of New Jersey, rather than the colony, for independence from Elizabethtown. So Springfield was the first township to do so in 1793. The petition was granted, and the township was established in 1794. The form of government we employ now, the 5 of you sitting up there as the Township Committee, is no longer allowed by state law. And we are one of the few Township Committee forms of government grandfathered in to retain our original 1794 organization. So April 14th marks our communal day to honor our Township of Springfield and wish ourselves our 225th happy birthday, or as Jim Strauss reminded me recently, and her brother Judah, the town anniversary.
It's a lot of candles on a cake.
So,
Might be a fire hazard.
happy anniversary, happy birthday, Township of Springfield.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you. Thank you, Margaret.
The Green Team Angels are here.
Green Team and Environmental Commission. I just want to say about.
You gotta say your, you know, you gotta say your
Allison
name.
Miller, 1 Hemlock Terrace, Springfield. Thank you. So I just want to say, as far as the community cleanup goes, we also give community service hours for any high school
thank
kids
you.
that come, and that's huge. A lot of people come and get hours. And we do it a little longer than advertised so they can get more hours than advertised. Tying in, because it is Clean Communities Day and Clean Communities Week, we have an amazing program along with this. Since we can no longer recycle plastic bags in town, we now have a place to recycle plastic bags. So the Trex company takes the plastic bags and they make them into furniture and benches and so on and so forth. After we collect 500 pounds of plastic bags, they will donate a Trex bench to the town.
Yep.
Which lovely, but I'm really more excited about the ability to recycle
Up them
plastic
around,
bags.
to
and-
see, up them around,
Yeah.
to see that.
And also even the shrink wrap that goes around your water bottles.
Oh, nice.
The dry cleaning wrapping that goes on.
All plastic.
So all kinds of stuff like that. There's gonna be this lovely container over at Chisholm Center and another one over at the public library. So save your plastic bags instead of throwing them in the garbage, and let's start recycling them.
I'm excited, 'cause I've seen these
Ellie.
in middle school, Berkeley Heights has them, and I knew you guys were working on this, so I'm excited.
finally came.
I've been stuffing a bag of bags to put in the box.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning, I'm gonna place one at Chisholm and one over at the library. So starting tomorrow afternoon, guys, start bringing your plastic bags and shove them in here instead of throwing them in your garbage.
You're gonna,
Hey, Alan? Alan?
Not only plastic bags, films that cover the water bottles, any film from packaging, you know, when you receive packages from Amazon
Okay.
and
and you said the dry cleaning bags too, right?
Yeah, the
Okay.
dry-
All plastic.
any kind of plastic, as
Shrink
long as
wrap.
it's
Perfect.
clean, like if from the bread, you can put the plastic, you know, the plastic.
Okay.
And
Ziploc
All right.
bags that your sandwiches come in.
I know I think we have possibly posted it before on a township website and Facebook page, like can we make sure we have that so we can put it up? I think we may have, yeah.
That will be hanging above it.
Okay.
With, everything that you can recycle. Thank you to Denise Devon, our
Yeah.
artist.
And if,
Working with Sam on putting stuff on the website.
Okay.
So I work with Matt.
Work with
Jen
Jen.
Law.
yeah,
Great. Thank
All
you,
right, wait a minute.
everybody.
thank
Can I ask a
you.
question? Did you go to ShopRite? No. ShopRite? No, because ShopRite has containers that they take.
They
But
do,
it's not the same.
Maybe, and I don't know what they do with them,
yeah.
but we can, try. And even the other market, Chinese market up here.
Yeah, any kind of plastic.
Yeah, but
bags.
how many of those do you have? Only two?
So
Yeah, we only have two.
have to rotate them, because now the problem that we have to collect the plastic and wait.
I really, like Chisholm is a nice idea, but I really don't think there might be people walking there with plastic bags.
Well, they wouldn't in the past because there was no reason to, but if that's a location,
There.
Yeah.
hopefully.
They'll bring them
I hope
with
so.
them. They bring their kids to sports events.
Exactly.
Moms and dads will bring
And again, if we put it online and then we get it out to people and,
But
Okay.
two places, because they started with the library and one more place. They only two places.
and maybe through the rec email, we can blast out just to let people know. That way, and if people know,
Right,
Yeah, the girls from the high school, they are going to blast everybody there.
at the high school too.
They are promoting everything social media.
good. That's what those young
Thank you.
people do.
Thank you.
You ready to go? Thanks, guys.
Thank you, ladies, for your work on this. Any other okay.
Jerry Fernandez, 393 Hillside Avenue. Just wondering, can you talk a little bit about what that Salter Street improvement project consists of? The 259,000?
Yes.
John has all the,
Like, what is that? What are we doing?
It's improvements.
I have it. I think.
It's only in the letter.
Yeah.
I believe it's paving.
improvements preservation.
Hold on.
No problem.
I think I have it.
While you're looking for it, I spoke to Dale today, and she'd like to thank us and thank the police department, because she's had no problems over there in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it was. So, just want people to know that. Library is safe again.
I'm trying to see if I'm
It's for
saying.
repaving and, yeah.
Mr. Fernandez, I wouldn't want to give you wrong information. It doesn't specify in the letter that we received from DOT. I would speculate that it is road resurfacing, but with our administrator who is in contact with DOT, we'll have the specifics. Unfortunately, he's out today, but we can certainly follow back up with you and get you the right answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Yeah, no, the letter doesn't really say specifically what it was, or what it is for.
I
Only that we've
have it at
been,
my desk.
only notifying us that we've been in receipt of $259,000.
It would be what, for whatever Sam put the grant,
Exactly. I was trying to
I
look
don't
back
have
to the
it in
emails
front of
from
me,
Sam,
but-
but it's not opening.
no.
I'm trying, if I pull it up. It's loading, loading, loading. The PDF is loading. Any other public comment on agenda items? And if I get this to open, I might be able to read it. Okay, so reports, finance.
Alex? Alex?
Me? I would like to make a motion to accept the total amount of payroll and vouchers for the period from March 27th, 2019 to April 9th, 2019 in the amount of $7,122,078.80.
I second.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kapidis.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I was trying to read it, I just opened it, but I have the grant application, so I can read it in a second. Minutes and reports, we don't have any, right? Nobody's-
Right.
New business, ordinances, we have a second reading.
Yes, second reading for ordinance 2019-03. This ordinance amends the promotional procedure for the rank of fire captain.
We have the first cleanup. Second.
I move ordinance 2019-03 as read by Madam Clerk,
I second.
and it'll be publicized in local source April 18th, 2019. Public comment?
I'd like to, the discussion over here was, I know we were
Okay.
supposed to bring it. We've talked about it, and since we're in charge of fire and police, we'd like to pull this ordinance till next meeting, because I'd like to discuss something with the fire chief and that.
Okay.
before we do it. All right, so we have to, what do we have to do now?
You just make a motion to table it.
So a motion to table it?
Second.
Well, wouldn't we have to wouldn't we have to not, since we already
No, we vote on the table.
made the motion to pass it, do we have to pass it down and then we have to make a second motion? or no?
Nope, you can make, it's an intervening motion that can
Okay.
be made now. And then it would have to be it would have to be published again.
Yes, right. Second.
I second the motion to table.
Okay.
Already done.
I thought Committeeman Weber.
Robert did already.
Sorry, okay.
That's okay.
Okay, we have a first,
Well, I'm going
Oh,
to do a
sorry.
roll call on that, on the motion to table. Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kapidis?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Dubois?
yes.
Okay, and I will republish.
Okay, first reading ordinance 2019-05.
This ordinance is to establish a cap bank for the year 2019 pursuant to NJSA 4-45.14.
I'd like to make a motion to accept ordinance 2019-05 as read by Madam Clerk.
I second the motion for publication in the local source April 18, 2019, with final hearing on May 14th, 2019.
Okay. Any Anyone have any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay. Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kapidis.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes.
Okay.
Resolutions. We will adopt by consent. Let me know if you want to pull. I know there's a couple that we want to pull, or some of you want to pull.
Yeah.
So we have Resolution 2019-133.
Pull that one, please.
Ooh. 2019-134.
What?
2019-135. 2019-136. 2019-137. 2019-138. 2019-139. 2019-140. 2019-141. 2019-142.
Pull that one.
2019-143. 2019-144. 2019-145. Okay.
Make a motion to accept Resolution 2019-138.
No, sir, 135.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
135. I forgot that. I'm sorry. Resolutions 133, 135,
133 is pulled.
Start at 135.
Oh, Jesus, I'm really doing it. 135, 2001-36, 2019-137, 2019-138, 2001-39, 2019-140, 2001-141, 2019-143, 2019-144, 2019-145.
I'll second it.
Okay. Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kapidis.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes.
Okay, Resolution 2019-133. This resolution authorizes the Township of Springfield to enter into interlocal shared service agreement with Bergen County Technical Schools for information technology services.
I just pulled this one because I need to abstain.
I'd like to make a motion to accept Resolution 2019-133 as read by Madam Clerk.
I'll second 2019-133.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kapidis abstains.
Abstain.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes.
Resolution passes. And Resolution 2019-134. This resolution is to appoint Brendan O'Reilly as the Assistant Director of Recreation.
For Resolution 2019-134. Motion.
Who pulled it?
I pulled it.
We have a second?
All right. The only reason I pulled is because we lost the assistant, and I just want people to realize that Brendan O'Reilly is from town, and he is the new assistant, will be the new assistant director if he's voted in. I want to congratulate him. All right, that's it.
I'm happy to see that Brendan's going to have the position. I've seen him working for the rec department for the past few years. When we had the storm last year and we were using Chisholm as a warming center and we were doing all that, he was there constantly. I think he did a great job. I'm at Chisholm quite often for various things, whether it be sports, meetings, whatever. He's there frequently. He does a good job. Adam highly recommended him. He did a great job at the pool last year, and I'm glad to hear that we were able to fill the position from somebody within, and I'm excited to see him fill the position.
He's a great person. He's got a great personality. He's always smiling. He's always willing to help anybody. As you said, he's there during the day. He's there oftentimes at night, and I think it's a great person to fulfill the role.
Okay, for that resolution, Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Dubois?
Yes.
Okay, and Resolution 2019-142. This resolution introduces and approves the proposed 2019 budget for the township and provides for public hearing and final adoption thereof.
So I'll just make a few brief remarks before we vote on it, before we make the motion. This is just our introduction phase of the budget. It is the largest budget in town history. It's going to be nearly $33.5 million. Once we were sworn into office, we kind of hit the ground running. The Subcommittee on Finance, which is chaired by myself, and Madam Mayor sits along with me. We started working with the administration, and in the last few weeks working with our new administrator, John B., and our outstanding CFO, Michael Quick, to meet our objectives and goals and make sure that we meet our obligation to the public. One that makes sure that it's not as much of a burden. We want to make sure that this budget is cost effective for our municipality by staying within the 2% cap. We want to make sure that our employees have the necessary, have the means to keep the town up and running every single day while not putting a strain on them. So I think this budget is fair. I think it meets our obligation as a township. And over the course of the next few weeks, our public hearing, of course mandated by law, will be May 14th, 2019 at 7 p.m. in this room. And I think we're going to also try to schedule at least two public hearings where we'll be able to discuss at various times, whether it be on a weekend or a weekday, so that our seniors and public will have a chance to give us some input and we can hear you out. So going forward, the process, the budget will be with our auditors to give us some comments, and it'll be introduced tonight and then posted on the website where everyone can see for yourselves, and then come with questions in the next couple of weeks. With that, I'd like to make a motion to accept Resolution 2019-142 as read by Madam Clerk.
And, you know, Committeeman Kaiser, I think you and I both, kind of in unison, was asking to pull this. Being on the Budget Committee last year, I certainly do understand and realize and accept that this is a monumental task that takes a certain group effort from not just us, but our Township Administrator, our department heads, and it really is a monumental task to do. A lot of tough decisions are made. Every line is looked at, and I applaud and definitely appreciate and respect the effort that you have done. There are a couple areas that I've seen that we are at a shortage of, particularly one as it results to public safety, particularly our fire department. We've had a very long, tough road last year trying to get our fire department and those services the best possible. We got them into a level that we could certainly stand behind. And I've always said that public safety is job number one. And I've always believed that public safety spares no expense. You pick up the phone, you dial 911, you want them there. And I just hope when we get to the end of this process that we could put the fire department back where it was last year, maintain the numbers, and again, just give them the same level as they had last year. And there's still some time, and I'd like to see if we can make that happen. But again, through no small effort of you, Erica, the business administrator, and all the department heads, you know, I just hope that there's time left where we could find that way to get them in there.
Thank you for your comments.
I want to address that. As your chair of public safety, I asked for a few things. I asked for numbers. And until I have numbers that show me that a shortage of a fireman is going to cause a huge financial hardship in terms of overtime and everything else, then we just, you know, I think anything's up for discussion at that point. I've asked for, you know, listen, I'm all for police and firemen, but I need to know that right now, if, you know, we're going to exceed a 2% cap for one specific area, I need to know why. I need to be able to go back to the township members, the township residents, and sit there and say, without this fireman, we're gonna incur a huge amount of overtime or a huge expense. Until I have that, for me, it's still up for negotiation. So,
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
With that being said, can we roll call?
Sure. Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kapidis?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
yes.
Mayor Dubois?
Yes. Okay, that was the last one we pulled, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Discussion and action items, if I could speak clearly. Discuss or approve,
Approve the request, approve the request of Temple of Charlotte Shalom to use Chisholm Center as need indoor emergency evacuation facilities in 2019, as was granted in 2018.
I second that.
and just to clarify, because we did this last year, it's with the stipulation that if there becomes a circumstance where Chisholm needs to be used because of weather-related, like a warming set, anything that we've used for Chisholm in the past, that would take precedence over Shari Shalom using Chisholm. However, if there's just some day-to-day situation where Shari Shalom might have to evacuate their facility and they need to temporarily be held up somewhere, they will be able to use Chisholm. That's all this is.
But, and I also want to just point out too, just if in an actual emergency, if there is a area that needs to be evacuated to whatever the circumstance, and we get to that level where there needs to be an immediate evacuation, there is going to be somebody more important than me, you, or any other resident escorting whoever these people are, saying that we're coming in. So unfortunately, if the situation warrants and there is an evacuation needed and they need to go to a secondary site, there are going to be escorted wherever they need to go and be told that we need to have this area for a while.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kapidis?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Of course, yes.
Mayor Dubois?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, before unfinished business, can I just say that I looked up the grant, just to clarify, and it is for, now I just closed it again, what Mr. Kaiser said was correct, that it is for resurfacing and for sidewalks, so both,
Well, that
Yeah.
should be a nice road now to drive by.
on Salter. Okay, but yeah, so it's resurfacing and some sidewalks are going to be done in that area. But I have the grant in front of me now. We don't have any unfinished business.
Actually, if I could, I don't know, maybe I
Apparently
should have
we
said
do.
it at the beginning of the meeting. I actually had the opportunity to go to the library today, around 3 o'clock. I walked through.
How's that going?
It was very busy. I saw a lot of different groups of students, children working. I saw one area, the closed-off area, the glass windows. I saw a lot of people with laptops working. I saw a lot of tables out in the open of the library, students working. There are a large amount of students that are there at that time. One of the things that I saw that might be a suggestion as to maybe have students perhaps more focused on maybe academic work or a task at hand. I saw an area in the middle of the library where there's kind of like lounge chairs in a circular area. And just working with kids and being in education, I know that, if there's just chairs sitting out there with really nothing for those kids to do, that might be where a problem is, where trouble might start. So maybe a suggestion we can bring to the library is maybe perhaps instead of the round chairs in a circle, maybe we can cover that area with actual tables. So if the students are going to sit, they're going to sit at a table and they'd be more influenced to perhaps, pull out their backpack and their books and do some schoolwork or read, instead of perhaps just sitting in an open area without a chance to do anything. So maybe more tables in there could be an option. Maybe that's something we could bring back to the library board for discussion.
I stopped by the library, and I don't disagree with you. I saw a bunch of kids. They were all hanging out. I had to talk with them. There was an officer there. We both had to talk with them for a while. Problem you have over there is that you have actually a lot of tables that have gathering spots. And it's possible for 8, 10, 12 kids to sit together at a table like it's a lunch table, and that's what's going to happen. I don't disagree. I think that if you break up the plane of the library a little bit and you know, figure out how to make it so, you know, a few can sit at each different location, I think you'd have less of a talking problem and less of a goofing off problem and less than everything else. So I don't disagree with that. When I went there, library was very happy that we were there. Police, an officer had been there daily for the last 2 weeks, and there were 0 problems, nothing at all. So I think that's something that we can't do. I think the library needs to figure that one out, but it was pretty obvious to me that, you know, when you have 2 long bench tables together and they're all sitting around it,
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen.
Okay. Thanks for going over there, gentlemen.
I was the first. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah, you
I went
were.
the day after. Thank you.
Like eight people
We should have
there.
started that way. After Alex went over there, we went over there.
I'll go over in disguise, like Bobby Valentine.
All right.
Like, you know.
They're honestly, you know what, I talk to everybody, they're good kids.
Yeah.
They really are good
Kids,
kids, and I even told them, I said, listen, make friends with the library staff. You know, when you don't know somebody, things are perceived a little bit differently than when you know. I said, you know, we sat there, we talked for 5, 10 minutes, go up to them, say, hey, this is my name, and, you know, how are you, and so on. They really were good kids. They're just goofing off. I don't know what else to say about it, but.
You're not wrong.
Public comment on any governmental issue. Please speak into the microphone.
Wendy Jones, 158 Milltown Road. Just to recap, because I know a lot happens in 2 weeks and a lot on your mind. The last time I was here, there was a resolution, which I was very happy about, that you would reauthorize the resolution for the pipeline, the opposition to the Pilgrim pipeline. Okay, now, Committeeman Kaiser was saying, well, we can't do an ordinance because it's illegal. Well, it turns out that gas pipelines are regulated. It is illegal to have an ordinance against a gas pipeline. These are oil pipelines. They are not regulated. It is not illegal. As I showed you, you probably received
saw the
13 towns. Well, since then, I've gotten some information. I haven't been able to get through all of it, but I did bring an activist. I went on the site and I made some comments about what had happened, and an activist who's involved with this, not a lawyer, but an activist, said, here's some information that will help you. The Parsippany template is the best one, he says, and there's another one which I'll send to you, but I have it here and I have one for everybody there, including the clerk. That's the best template. And he says the main thing to remember is that you have to do an ordinance before these people get a permit. Because once they get a permit, it's too late, baby. It's way too late, all right? Day late and $1 short, all right? You do not want to wait until they get a permit, because you can't do anything then. So I will give everyone there this template. And then there's another one that I couldn't get off the machine in time, but I'll send that one to you. So I appreciate your help with this. But as I say, things change here very quickly.
Sure.
Pretty soon the leadership will change and we'll be back where we were before. And we don't want to do that. So,
And just to let you know, Ms. Jones, we shared your email with our attorney, and he'll be looking that over, and there's a possibility we could have something for you in the very near future to vote upon.
okay.
Township Committee.
Thank you so much. And I'll give one of these to each of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for the information.
Thank you.
Matthew Cass, 832 Mountain Avenue and Township, Springfield. In regards to the budget, I know Committeeman Kaiser said the amount of money was $33.5 million. If it's not too soon in the process, I was hoping to get a rough breakdown, like per area of like public safety, maintenance, and the various other major areas of the budget, each percentage of what the budget's going to be broken down into, roughly. So like on the website. Thank you so much.
Jerry Fernandez, 393 Hillside Avenue. On the budget, was this the year that the contracts were up as far as the police, fire, and DPW? Was that?
Yeah, December 31st, 2019.
Of this year? So the negotiations were done, or everything's all set with that, or?
No, it expired at the end of this year.
Okay, so,
Well, DPW was negotiated, am I correct?
We're working on that.
Yeah,
so that's not in the upcoming budget? I mean, I guess just for the next year?
PBA and F in here, right?
Right.
PBA and M this year, at the end of this year.
Okay. I know we discussed, and I saw an email that came through with Mr. Quick, and I went to that website, and I had a question. This is for budget as well, I don't know if you did. I know for the health benefits, there were one for municipal government and one for state employees, and then others, right? As far as if we were to look in, we couldn't go into any other state health benefits, only the one that they have for municipal government. Am I assuming that correctly? When you go on that website, there's a list of, there's one that says municipal government, then it has all the different plans. NJ Direct 10, and 9 other plans, right?
Local.
Right, local municipal government. That's the only ones you can choose from.
I guess you can choose any plan you want, but you would not.
But the plans that are under local municipal. The reason I bring it up as a state employee, I know our union did a great thing where, as you're aware, and I'm sure the finance knows, what drives the premiums is out of network. People go out of network, and that really drives up the insurance. And unfortunately for most people who work for government, a lot of people, when we retire, we go out of New Jersey to Florida, Delaware, and states like that, and we go out of network, which raises those premiums. What the state did was they adjusted that so that the out of network was a little higher, which lowered the premiums down. So less were coming out of our pay on Chapter 78, and it also lowered the cost of everything. Does the municipal local government have any?
Nothing went down on my Chapter 78.
Well, listen, the Mayor Murphy discussed on how much it went down. You're aware.
Yeah, no. I applaud you for for bringing that up and bringing that was a great agreement between the CWA and our governor, and they were both at the table and negotiated. It could be done on the local level, at least as far as I'm known, but it has to be done through collective bargaining.
Well, that's, I guess my question would be, again, the municipal governments can only choose those plans that are under municipal governments. For example, Springfield has the option for NJ Direct 10. The state, the best they have is NJ Direct 15. Who determines those plans for local municipal governments, and is there a way? Because I tell you what, looking at that and what it saved the state, and the employees got to take more out of their check home, and it worked. It was a win-win. I'm wondering, and I looked a little more into it, and I spoke to some of the committee members already, but just wondering, is there a way that, is there a way to have more choices, or is that it right there?
There is actually a substantial amount of choices, even
Yeah, there are. There were like 15 different options, and they all changed, but none of them had the plan that the governor just worked out with the CWA. And I'm curious, if you look into that, Alex, you might have some people in the assembly that you can, I'm just curious, and I guess wondering if because working on that in the past, it could be a significant savings. I mean, it could be close to what we saved last time. You could be close to $1 million.
Now, let me ask you this, from what you know of, is this optional?
Well, that's what my question is. There's only a certain amount of choices on the New Jersey municipal government.
Right.
So I'm wondering, I mean, the governor did this deal. I'm wondering, what are the options? That's my
if you plan on moving, let's use you for example.
Right.
You plan on moving out in 15 years, you're going to Nevada. We already know this. Is there a way to opt out? We'd have to find out, is there a way to opt out for the people who
are
willing to pay more?
You mean if you retire? Or
Yeah.
Or you mean
if you
out of network?
Yeah, if you're willing to pay more and take the hit.
Well, see, what they did was the out of network with the state was a small, 9% of the people go out of network.
Right.
So it affected maybe less than that. Where it really affects are the retirees. But they're locked in already. When they leave, whatever contract they had when they left, they're locked in.
Right.
So it would affect new hirees in the future when they retire 25 years.
Well, right, and that's what I'm wondering, because I don't, it's interesting to look at, and I'd like to see if, you know,
Well, just because the savings could be a significant amount.
Not wrong.
You should definitely look at it. It sounded like you still have some more time on the budget. You're just introducing it, and it sounds like there's going to be some negotiations on farming. By the way, I'm with you. I appreciate what you said on that. But just throwing it out there, and again, I did offer some information. I'd like to see what the numbers were, exactly what we paid out, you know, as a total, if I can get that in the future. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any,
I'm Sheldon Zimmerman, 30 Hemlock Terrace. I'm wondering if I'm the only one, or the first one, who's complained about an odor coming from a factory a couple of miles from my house, which is in Union. It's called Deep Foods. Now, the odor is quite pleasant. It's like bean soup or curry, but it's not what I want to walk around. And it happens on and off, depending on weather conditions, humidity, and direction of the air. But anyway, I was just wondering if I'm the first one, only one who's complained about that. Because I walk a lot.
I've heard
In
people
other
discuss
years,
it.
people
Pardon?
have
I've heard
mentioned
people mention it. It's kind of like growing up in Union in the spice factory over by the soccer field.
Yeah,
when we were kids.
they put up a
The
nice
cinnamon, the
new-
cinnamon factory.
Field, right?
Weber Field.
Weber Field.
They put a nice,
Right down the
nice
street.
new plant, and I was hoping that modern plant will.
Yeah, I don't think there's
get rid of
anything that can be done, it's with that I know of, but I've heard people make mention of it that live near it.
Okay. I
yeah.
walk the neighborhood 3 times a day, so I'm well aware of how often that happens. Thanks for your consideration.
Thank you.
Was that right? Was that field in Weber?
Yeah, at Weber Park, the cinnamon,
Like
the cinnamon
that,
field.
cigar
Going
smoke
once,
and
going
cinnamon.
Anyone else? Any other public comment? If not, we're going to head into executive session.
Okay, we have Resolution 4919, whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provides that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will during this meeting enter into discussion of the following matters: personnel, CFO position, litigation, FMBA grievance, whereas the matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest of confidence by all Township Committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the Township. Now therefore be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public when reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exist.
And we will not be taking action afterwards.
Motion.
Second.